Michael. Well, hello there, and welcome to the Reliables on the Zombie Horse Entertainment channel on Twitch.
Yay!
Yeah. What?
Wow, you sound so excited over there.
I am.
We're excited for the
excited.
show, but
I'm
not
very
for you. You kind of kill us
hurtful.
and stuff.
Yeah, you're our attempted murderer almost every week,
Our nemesis.
and we ride here with you.
That's true.
Just saying.
No stuff.
Well, again, welcome to the Reliables here on the Zombie Orpheus channel on Twitch. I'm your host, James Durham. You can see my name at the bottom of the screen. It's really convenient. I like that.
Yeah, I thought it was pronounced James Durham, but okay, that's fine.
It is? I've been doing it wrong the whole time?
I think I was doing it wrong. You're probably right.
Oh, I don't know. I've got my doubts now. Well, we do this show in partnership with Pinnacle Entertainment Group, who make the Savage Worlds game system, which happens to be what we use on this show. I got some fun people at the table today. Why don't we take a second and meet them?
Why don't we?
Some dudes.
We got Christian Doyle over here. Christian Doyle plays Jonah Mox. Paroled to the team, maybe not paroled much longer. He might be free to make his own decisions by the end of today's episode. We'll see how
Choosing
things
less fuzzy
go.
ears if it happens. Just
Less fuzzy ears, huh? Jonah Mox is also in the avatar of Pete Lockjaw Lowe today, a leg breaker for the Corleone family.
No, absolutely, just a tough mutt.
Yep, just a tough mutt. That's it. Absolutely nothing else going on. No hidden secrets. No hidden agenda.
No, there's never hidden
Not
secrets
one.
in these types of stories.
Never. They're all on the up and up all the time.
All the time.
Nothing hidden. No hidden meanings. No messages. No morals. I promise. There are none at the table.
Or scruples. 7.
I've got Bryce Bebop here at the table. That's Bryce, yes. Bryce plays Vector Reigns. That's right. The war veteran, space hero, hollow bid star, and most likely probably should be leading all of these operations. I mean, let's be fair.
2007 Time Man of the Year as well.
That's
sir.
right. Man of the Year.
Competitive year.
It was a very competitive year. But won by a landslide. It wasn't even a competition, to be honest. You could say it's competitive, but no, not for Vector Reigns.
Never.
Vector Reigns is in the avatar of Scruffy McSween, the bottom rung guy in the Corleone family. Meant to do the
Little
worst
dog
jobs.
in a big yard.
Little dog in a big yard. And as we just learned last week, an informant for the FBI.
It's pronounced
The Yeah, you might be right. I think maybe you just pronounce all acronyms. I mean, some of them you definitely do, so that would make sense. You know who else is here? Sean Franklin is here.
Sean Franklin's here.
Sean Franklin plays John Stone, bona fide, legitimate hero of the metaverse, cyborg, badass, and the leader of the Reliables, stuck in the ship and forced to try and turn these misfits into an effective team. And really, considering what he's working with, doing pretty good. I mean, doing pretty good. John Stone is in the avatar of Sammy the Bulldog, now Don Corleone, head of the Corleone crime family. He's in a bit of a rough spot, having found out that there could be some criminal charges coming his way. Yeah, things are not looking so good after his meteoric rise to power. And then I've got Xander Layden over here. That's Xander, yeah. Xander is Paul. Perhaps the most brilliant mind in the metaverse. Paul is over 9 feet of sentient rock.
And you
A
can't
genius.
teach that.
An absolute genius in nearly every subject. Paul has an insatiable curiosity and a drive to discover all knowledge across dimensions. Paul is in the avatar of Harold Hoyle, the adopted brother of Sammy the Bull, and family lawyer, confidant, best friend,
Pterodactyl.
voice of reason,
Probably not a traitor.
and probably not a traitor. I mean, despite being a lawyer.
Is this a bird thing?
Eh.
Nice.
Speciesist.
A bird in a dog's family. Harold has risen as far as he possibly can by simply being the family lawyer and advisor, the consigliere to the Don. And those are the characters and actors I have here in studio today. Why don't we talk a little bit about the store that we use, because the Reliables happens to be the most interactive, the most interactive live stream RPG on the planet. And you, right now, you, no, not you over there. Yeah, you can change this story live as it happens. And Sean Franklin's going to tell you a little bit about the cool things that you can buy in this store.
Indeed, yes. So, how do you influence the game? You buy stuff. Because, it pays to have all these, ones and zeros floating around in the internet. So, there are things that you'll see in our store, and things like, let me see if I can read it from here. See, I wanted this bigger so I could read,
That's really good.
and I can't read from here. Shout out. Aha. So if you do the hashtag shout. Bleo! Jeez, Louise.
You don't upset the Bleo.
Yeah,
Dagnabbit.
the Bleo mad.
What is the?
Don't ever make the Bleo storm.
I
Don't
know,
do
right?
this.
Don't make
Wow.
it storm.
Bleo store.
Bring this down on our heads.
By the way,
I'm going to hide under the table now, guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody,
That's how tall she is. She'll just see you anyway.
if you type in
Someone's gonna.
hashtag Where's Bleo, we will make Bleo appear in the story as somebody.
That's
Hashtag
not a
word.
thing.
Yeah, it is
But it
now.
should
Just for,
be.
Now, and it costs $50.
for this
Yep.
episode
Hashtag
only.
where's Bleo?
For this episode only, I'll ensure that in some form Bleo appears in the story. And I want to see if they go for it. All right, so shout out.
Work's already on it.
She's on it.
There you go. Fantastic.
Oh no, because that could be a hack attack.
Hey.
Guess what? Bleo's now a character.
Oh boy.
All right. Did you hear how evil that laugh was, even, folks?
That's a cackle, friend.
It's not even Halloween anymore.
For those of
But
you who
that's
haven't
just-
seen Bleo in person, she's exactly as adorable as her laugh.
It's adorable laugh. Yeah. All right.
That's what I
We got work to do, people. Let's do this.
So, what's the second
Shout out.
one?
Shout out means that somebody shouts. What is it? What is a shout out?
You can say what you want in a
You could
robot.
say what
Yeah,
the robot
they would
would.
do that.
It's pink right now.
You folks get to say something. The robot voice will
very
echo it. Of course, it will censor it, for anything that's really uncouth. And we are nothing but couth here on this show.
God, what did it say last time?
I believe that's pronounced cow.
Yes, it is. Sorry.
Butterfly.
Yeah, butterfly.
All right. Fantastic. Number 2, a Benny saved is a Benny earned. So,
How it
Bennies are
censored last
useful
week.
for us. Hey, I'm working here. I'm working
Butterfly
here.
your
Yeah.
face.
A lot of cross attack. We're excited. Ooh. Oh boy.
Bennies are useful for us players here. Bennies help us re-roll things, to soak up damage, to basically unscrew up things that are screwed up on our behalf. So the more bennies you buy for us, the gooder it is for us.
Good, it's not a word.
Shut up. So, next one, what does that say? Jam the works. See? Now you can tell. You hear him laughing. That's not a good thing. You don't want to jam any of that stuff. So I'm going to skip over it because you don't want to buy that.
It's Benny's for evil.
Benny's for evil.
Evil Benny.
Evil Benny's.
Benny's for the evil.
Yes.
Sorry, those boys get the Benny's in them.
Personality reorder. Personality reorder. So, here on the show, we are governed by our personalities. We have our avatar personality, right? Which is the character. And then have the pilot, which is our
Other
meta character. And to move us against our will, you can do a personality reorder, which enables the evil GM to shuffle us along our scale to make us either closer or further away from one side or the other. And that affects our abilities as well, and personality. What else we got there? Win, lose, or draw. That's what the hashtag draw. Lose or draw. What is that?
It's a
That
game show
allows us
version
to.
of Pictionary.
Is it though? Is that what it is? Is it what it is?
I think it was at one point.
What is it, GM? Win, lose, or draw?
Well, like, initiative's cards in this game, right?
Yeah, initiative. We go into battle. We're trying to do some things. Whoa.
Yes!
Gully jams, you now need to figure out how to make it. If you decide not to have fun with this, make them dance. You don't need to donate later for evil. Just saying.
Hashtag where's
Thanks,
Leo?
Lumiere.
Okay, so
I love it.
I don't know if that was audible or not.
Don't tell them, so do I.
But what did it say? Okay, yeah.
When there's a draw is where we were at.
Okay.
We're talking about cards.
Not even halfway.
Fantastic. Okay, so win, lose, or draw.
Battle
So
crap.
initiative. We go into battle. We have to figure out who goes when. If the NPCs controlled by the evil GM go, or if we get to go. Now we might, and ours is governed by drawing cards, right? Higher ones mean we go first or earlier, and lower ones mean we go later. If we get a bad hand, it can be re-rolled, and that will change the outcome of who goes whenever. All right, that's what that is.
Now hold on, we are now at the official halfway point of the store, so we should probably take our first intermission.
Hashtag where's player? Let's really get committed.
Yes!
Oh, we're gonna get super meta and hear from Bleo today.
Oh,
That's
they want a
beautiful.
reliable source from
They want a
Leo.
reliable source from Bleo.
Awesome.
That's beautiful.
right. So here we
That's
go.
gonna happen.
Well, almost.
Now,
Leo.
by the way, we
I
cannot
got this.
we cannot force Leo to go on camera or to say anything, but we'll make something.
But we
happen.
would make more money if we did.
We can just ask.
Oh, I think we can. It's in the contract. She
Rough.
signed
She's
it.
an on-camera personality.
Gotta do it.
All right.
That's in the
Like
contract.
fights, yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag system
Tell you what,
shock.
we'll just make her take one of our places for a scene.
That's
Yes!
evil.
Yes!
Come on, I think you would look cute in fuzzy ears in a
I think you
way.
can pull it off.
Or you could dress up as me.
Or put it on. Shocker on Shock Street. System shock. So that simply means that the GM is given the ability to jolt us along our little slider. We have no idea where we're going to end up. It's completely random. So wherever we want to be, we won't be there by the time he's done shuffling us around. Bam. Dance, magic, dance. If you type in hashtag dance, music will play, we will dance. How will we dance? I don't know. It'll happen.
Badly.
There's music.
It's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be bad.
Oh yeah.
And
Train.
that's the music.
Yes, just a train. Come on, ride the train. You're riding. Come on, ride the train. Okay. So. Story
I
time.
believe you mean stoppy right.
Hashtag memory story time. I don't know what that is. What is story time? Is that the same thing as
That's where you gotta tell some background.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta give it, tell us a little bit
was
about
it
your
always
character.
called that? See, I pay attention. So you put that
Afford
in.
That you're an actor.
Then one of us will give us backstory as to what we're thinking, or the behind the scenes of what actually is happening.
It's backstory about our character. Like if they want to know a particular way, like how did your guy get here, or what's your things,
Yeah.
stuff, hair and
more.
clothes. I don't know. I'm just
Okay,
saying words now.
so it's personal history about the character.
Words.
The pilot or the avatar though? The pilot or the avatar?
They get to pick.
Either one.
All right, cool. We're playing two characters. You can pick one. All right. A reliable source. That's hashtag fourth wall. Reliable source. That
That's when we're commenting on the current situation.
yes, that's when our character.
Wherever we are on this slide.
That's when they comment on the situation that they're actually in. Whether it's the pilot or the avatar or in the middle.
Or Bleo.
Or Bleo.
Yes. Edgelord, getting an education.
where we
Yeah,
pretend to be
that's something positive for the GM, I think. Who cares?
I get to give my bad guy special stuff.
Yeah, but why would you do that? You wouldn't do that. Let's see.
He would and does regularly.
Hashtag where's Bleo? It's there. Add Bleo as a character for one scene. It's in there.
in the store
Yes.
now.
Yeah, it's already been purchased.
That's what I did. It's in there.
And I think there was
Fantastic.
a limit of one, so I
Fast
don't think
work.
anybody can purchase that again.
See, that's what I
Sorry.
mean about
According to
the nature of this show. That was
ready
never
for
a
a
thing
second
until I
intermission.
said it, and now it's actually a thing. So
And now
there you go.
time for our second intermission. Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have, folks.
All right, guys, like a podcast. Let's not talk over each other. All right. Rule of cool. Rule of cool. Now that is kind of dope. That usually happens at some big, huge, usually in a battle of some kind. And when the odds seem insurmountable, we find a way to make it surmountable. Surmount a lot, even, if you will. I don't know. So what happens is, the rule of cool, every one of us gets to, what? Every one of us
We get to use our real superpower.
gets to propose what this crazy assortment of things that's going to be that defies logic and physics, and how we're going to do it. And we each get to propose one. You folks get to vote on which one you like best. The winner gets their scenario greenlit. The rest of us try our ridiculous thing as well with a severe disability to our roles. Yeah, right. And what else? Is there anything else that I can't
There's
see?
one more on there, the most powerful of them all. The
Most powerful?
Hack attack.
Hack attack. Hack attack is very powerful. That is the single most powerful thing that you, the audience, get to do. That means you get to inject things into the storyline, and as a matter of fact, only the GM knows what it is.
And
He
only
gets to
after
see
you
it.
tell me.
But then he gets to spring it on us, and we have to just deal with it. We gotta just deal with it.
The best
And it
part
can
is-
be quite ridiculous. It can be completely illogical. We'll make it work somehow.
It's really what James has to do here.
Yes.
He has to make our hack attacks work.
Yes.
Yes.
Is there anything else that's below there that I
No.
can't read? Okay. Fantastic. Man, it took a long
You
time.
can't read any of it, so it doesn't matter.
That's true. I can barely see from here. And I can't actually read, so I made all that up.
Thank you, Sean.
Do we have stuff to do? Yeah, you do.
One more thing, I think Christian's going to tell us a bit about Savage Worlds, the game system we use here.
Yeah, we're playing a game system called Savage Worlds. Back to you. No, here's the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. It's a very, very wonderful role-playing game that accommodates a lot of different settings, which is why it's perfect for reliables, whether we're doing superhero, science fiction, fantasy, or, you know,
Explosions.
explosions involving furries, which sometimes goes down. I'm not saying we've never done any animal episodes before, but we're certainly not going to do any more in the future.
Woof.
My life. Savage Worlds Adventure Edition uses traits and skills to accomplish tasks using tests involving dice from a D4 all the way up to a D12 and beyond. You simply roll your trait plus a wild die, take the highest number. If that number happens to be the highest number on your die, that die explodes and you add the next roll to it. And so on and so forth, making damage play a little bit like a game of rocket tag. Sometimes if you are getting fights, combat can be very, very deadly very, very quickly, which is one of the reasons I love it. It accommodates tactical play, it accommodates story play. We do initiative by cards. Highest card goes first, lowest card goes last. Jokers give us extra bennies. Back to you, James.
That pretty much covers it up.
Boom.
That's nice. I like that. Very concise. Well put. Hey, there's one other thing we need to go over, housekeeping-wise, before we get going. As Sean mentioned, pilots and avatars. They play two characters in a given episode. There's going to be a slider you can see on the screen on certain times, and that slider indicates who happens to be in charge at that given moment. When the red rocket is pointing at the
did. Okay, sorry.
When the red rocket is pointing at the A, the avatar personality is in charge. When it's pointing at the P, the pilot personality is in charge. When it's in the middle, both the personalities are merged together.
Getting the advantage of the red rocket going neither the P or the A.
Red rocket straight up.
For life.
This is what I deal with.
Poor Bleo.
Yeah, I feel bad for him.
Yeah, I feel bad for Bleo. Hey, previously on the Reliables, you guys remember what happened last week? I sure don't.
We were dog mobsters,
That was
I know that.
7 days ago. I don't know what's going on.
It was a long time ago, James. You can't expect us to remember.
No.
But we were all members of the dog mafia, specifically the Corleone family.
That's right.
I believe that John Stone was playing the leader of the Corleone mob because the dad retired after an attempt on his life, leaving, Scruffy and Pete, the two leg breakers normally assigned to guard him, to move a bit higher up in the organization, along with Harold, the consigliere. Then they took over all organized crime from coast to coast, brutally taking down their enemies. If I remember correctly,
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we've seen Pete talking in this weird interrogation room scenario. Corleone family is basically running all organized crime coast to coast now, and we definitely have a rat, and I think I know who it is.
Could never figure it out.
Yeah,
Better
that
rat.
sounds about right.
Better rat than
Mystery.
a squirrel.
There is a rat in the house, and with the information Harold found out recently, Don Corleone is now aware of it. He's starting to set things up, wants to know where everyone was, from the bottom rung people all the way to the top, who they've been talking to, where they've been. It's a lot of work to put in order, and while this is going on, you've been able to slip away, Pete, and get a phone call in a phone booth to a number that you don't call.
Right.
Hello?
Yeah, it's low.
Is there a problem?
Yeah, there's a huge barking problem. You got another guy on the inside you weren't telling me about? Recordings? Somebody's wired going on in there? They're
No.
releasing recordings right now. Apparently the U.S. attorney is involved.
We're
What
working.
the actual bark?
We're working on some warrants and writing some things up, but we don't have anybody else inside. The U.S. attorney's not involved. This is a local matter. This is not a federal case.
Well, it is now. It's getting real hot in here. You want me to bail?
Do they suspect you?
Oh, I fucking hope not.
I think it's
Otherwise,
safe. Stay in. We don't know anything about this federal stuff. I'm gonna put it up the chain of command.
all right.
See
Well,
if we can find
find a
something
way
out.
to get a message to me. Let me know what the bark is going on before I'm, running free on a farm somewhere.
If the feds are involved, they haven't told us.
All right,
Just be careful, Pete.
fix this.
We're working on it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Good talking to you.
And then we flash forward to Pete Lowe in the interrogation room. So, Officer Lowe, tell us about this search for an informant within the Corleone organization.
Well, I mean, you knew you had to be somebody close. Had to be. I mean, nobody else knew what was going on, right? Yeah. He started with the other families, but worked their way up from everybody who might talk to somebody, whether it be like a 12-year-old runner or a pup, just trying to run money from one place to another. It didn't matter. He was out for blood, and it was only a matter of time before he got to his inner circle, and that's when it was really time to start pointing your paw at somebody or risk getting your dew claws cut off.
Flashback. Don, you're in the process of going through all of these people. You've had the people closest to you round folks up, ask some questions. How exactly are you going about this interrogation? How gentle are you being about all this?
Gentle.
Yes.
Look, I didn't get to where I am now by being gentle, all right? Subtlety is not my strong suit, all right? I leave that to guys like them, all right? Diplomacy. That's not what I do. Pops wanted to do it that way, look where it got him. I'm gonna make these people talk. They're gonna talk, I'm gonna know what's going on. If there's a rat, I want them sniffed out. You understand?
Yeah,
So,
boss.
what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna shake everybody down. All right? I cannot tolerate a rat. A squirrel, barely. But a rat, never. All right? Never. So I want to talk to everybody. I want to round everybody up. Nobody gets away without being questioned.
Well, all at once, one at a time. How do you want this done, boss?
I want them caught. Take them to the house downtown. That's where we're going to do this. I don't want anybody comfortable.
You mean the pound?
Through the pound. I don't want nobody comfortable, all right? Everybody's got to know we mean business. That's what we're going to question them, all right? And I want you there too, okay? Because you can sniff out some stuff that I may not be too keen on my nose, you know?
How are you gonna? How are we gonna round all these guys up and get them to the pound? You're not thinking about calling him,
Oh, I'm calling him.
animal control? Seriously?
Hey, what do you think I'm paying him for?
That guy's an animal.
What do you think I'm paying for? Because this day had to come eventually.
He don't come cheap, boss.
Yeah, well, nothing comes cheap. You think congressmen come cheap, huh? You think aldermen come cheap? You think borough presidents come cheap?
Man.
Judges?
Writing
than him?
laws and doing what animal control does are very different things, boss.
Hey, this is a different era, all right? I'm the Don now, not Pops no more. All right?
All right, but we said
mean,
we were
God
never
rest
going to
him.
use them again. We said we were never going to use them again. Your father said that.
My father ain't me, and I ain't him. You understand that?
Yeah, make the call.
All right, so we're going to run this as a dramatic task. Each of you telling me how you are participating in making these interrogations go down, or participating in the interrogations yourselves, questioning all of these various members of the Corleone organization. Pete, how are you working this?
Well, obviously, shaking people down. Once they get to that first level of shakedown, we determine whether they are leaving the pound or staying at the pound for more questioning. Because we don't let the boss talk to everybody right away, right?
Oh, no.
Too busy.
Too busy.
He's got a business to run. So yeah, we're we take turns, I guess. However we can. I guess Harold's probably very busy as well.
A lot of paperwork.
Yeah, don't want to. I mean, this is a kidnapping thing. You probably don't want to be there for. So me and Scruffy,
Got it.
me and Scruffy will definitely handle this. Meanwhile, I'm gonna try and sniff out who the other rat is, because I know it's got to be somebody in the inner circle. I know it's got to be somebody.
So what skill are you using?
I am. Where am I?
Where are the
Which way is
sliders?
the red rocket pointed?
Let's take a peek at these sliders real quick. See where everybody's at.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Full Jonah Mox going.
Yeah, well then, that's great. In fact, I will use my notice skill.
Okay. Going for the notice skill. All right.
Yeah, just using my notice skill.
What is that notice skill?
It is only a D8.
All right,
plus
a
2.
D8 and a D6 plus 2.
Plus 2,
Oh, that plus 2. A 6 is a success. We'll take that unless you want to spend a penny right
I think
off
a
the
6
start.
is good.
6 is good. All
I
right.
think 6 is good for what I'm trying to do.
One success going.
I'm just trying to find out who my most likely candidates in the inner circle are.
Fair enough.
Let's just see who's worried about violence from someone other than the Dawn.
Scruffy, how are you participating in these interrogations?
I'm going to be stealing a lot of information. So I'm going to go to all the safe houses and all like where people are hiding out, where people are cooking the books, all those type of places. I'm going to steal a copy if I have to make a copy myself, but mostly I'll take a copy for insurance purposes and also to show that like they're dirty. Like these numbers don't add up.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
These- Weird. I know we were cooking the books, but this looks a little too hot.
So what skill are you going to be using for that?
I'm going to be using my thievery.
Which is what?
It is a D8 plus 1.
All right, I'll take a D8 and a D6 and add 1 to the result. That 6 aces, so
Hell yeah,
wow.
it does. All right,
12 is a success
raise.
with 2 raises. That counts as 3 successes in a dramatic task for
Beautiful.
Scruffy. Not bad, not bad. I'm going to skip over the Dawn for a moment because it's the most important puzzle
got some
piece, so he
things.
goes at the
We
end.
know he's the most important.
And Harold, I know you're not physically going to be at the pound for this because you gotta keep the suit clean, but you still would probably be participating in your own way. How would you be going about that?
I would be,
Particularly as you're Paul at this moment.
as Paul, I think the priority would be to be a step ahead and ensure loyalty for everyone that's going into the pound, essentially. So while they're focused on the interrogation and getting dirt on them, Paul is going to be making sure that their families are well protected.
Ah. So what skill are you going to be using for that?
I'm going to be using.
Magnanimity is skill.
Let's see. I think that's going to be. Oh boy, this is not a Paul's strong suit. This is just a tactical move. No, I don't know. My course of action was stolen from me, so I had to make do. Let's see. Let's see.
Who would steal here?
Who would
sir?
steal?
Was
here?
it Bryce?
Yeah, I was going to be going over the books.
Well, Scruffy's got to do scruffy things.
Okay, scratch that from the record. I can come up with something better, and I can decide it in less than 10 seconds. Are you ready?
All right, I'm all ears.
Hey, suggestion, possibly.
That's right.
You're a master as Paul of basically mathematics and probability. If you're going towards the same goal, you can rule out any person who's not,
Okay.
just through process of mathematics.
All right. So double up on that angle. That makes total sense. So I'll go with that. Yeah.
So I'm going to need academics for that.
Academics. That'll
What
be
do
a
you
10
got for
plus 2.
All right, I'll take a D10 and a D6. Add 2 to the result. Is a 6 good enough for you, or you want to spend a penny and roll again?
Oh yeah, group task.
Yeah, throw one in the store from it.
Oh yeah, let's go for it.
We got
Yeah,
4.
we got 4.
All right, one from the store. Give that a reroll. See
Thank
if we
you,
can
chat.
do better. Thank you. Same results. Ooh.
I don't know. I think Bleo is probably just flashed the screen.
Bleo.
What are we at right now? How many successes are we at?
You're at 4. So
4?
Total?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you're gonna want to do better.
Okay, let's.
I was stupid to keep one.
All right, one more store,
breach.
Benny.
Yep.
Up to a 7. Still just out of reach. You also have a couple of personal bennies if you don't want
Okay,
to burn all the
I'll
store.
throw one personal.
One
Benny in
personal
there.
Benny.
Yeah.
Try it
I
one
feel
more
okay about
time in there.
Hey,
Hey, that's
yeah.
6 aces.
That's what
All
we're
right.
talking
13.
about.
13. Oh, wow, that's a
3 more
success. So 2
Okay.
raises, so 3 more successes with the probability. Not too bad there. And now to the Don himself.
Where am
No.
I on the slider, by the way? I think
Right in the middle.
I'm in the middle? Okay.
Right in the middle. So you've got paperwork brought to you, information brought to you, a basis to work with by the time. Anybody who sits down in the chair with you, there's a reasonable suspicion by them. So how are you handling these interrogations of people who there's a reasonable suspicion? I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean they're the person, but there's enough that there's a suspicion there.
Are they bringing the people to me?
Yes,
Or are they
they're
bringing
being brought
information
to you.
me?
Both. Information and people being brought to you. But anybody who they put in front of you, by process of elimination, still has suspicion.
What
on it.
the information? In what form is the information?
Sometimes it's written. Sometimes it's just things they've heard. Sometimes it's just their story didn't add up when they talked to them at first.
Okay. Okay. So since I have access to my John Stone skills, I'm going to use my notice skill, which is considerable, to as basically play lie detector with these folks, noticing certain changes in their biorhythms, breathing patterns, body temperature, heart rhythms, to determine what they are saying as they're saying it. If they may be seeing evasive. Am I doing only one thing with one skill, or am I?
You can multi, but then you'll
But
take a
that-
penalty to them. But you
Right.
could stack things up very much so.
Right.
If you're confident.
So I'm gonna use notice for that.
Anything else you want to put in there? Or are you good with just doing that?
When we interrogate people, I feel like we should be playing good dog, bad dog.
Are there things? Are we teaming up on these at all to
In
increase
essence.
our
In its own way, yeah.
Okay. And what did you just use for your stuff
I
there?
used academics.
Now, Paul mathematically broke things down to figure out the probability of any individual being involved.
Okay.
Based
Yeah.
on data that was stolen by Scruffy.
Okay. So I
And
took that into
observations from Pete.
Okay. So I
got
take
another
that
trouble.
I take that into account because being that my mind is computerized, I can process the same data that he presents to me with his findings. I can also process that as well, since I do have my brain works like that. I think I should be able to. But primarily with the people coming before me, notice. Been using notice.
Gonna use notice. Okay, so just gonna use notice. What do you have for notice?
12 plus 1.
All right, we'll take a D12 and a D6. 1 success.
Oof.
It's only
What?
5.
That's it.
You got personal bennies you can spend, and there are still 2 in the store. So you've got 3 of your own.
Let's
or
spend a
2.
personal.
Spending a personal. Roll that again. See if we can do a little better there.
Roll it.
Oh, yeah, plus 1. An 8 is 2 successes rather than 1.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So in the process of conducting these investigations, you discover some things. On the bad side of things, out of all these people you talk to, some of them you do a little rough with. Others not so much. Some you just scare. You don't find the rat. You do find that a good number of your people are skimming off the top, have been working for other families.
Working for the families.
Yeah, have dealings on the side, doing a little of their own business and not kicking up their fair share all the way to the top. I mean, there are lots of them, dozens of these people that were brought in. And well, it's just a little here and just a little there. In essence, I mean, I hate to say it, Don Corleone, but they're in their own way stealing from you by doing that, not giving you what's rightfully yours. And that's some disrespect. The real question is, what do you want to do with this information you have, knowing that so many people in the organization have been doing this?
My organization is full of mutts. I got guys holding out on me. I got guys trying to take a taste for themselves, trying to dip their bread in the sauce.
There's a couple ways to look at it, boss. I mean, if they're caught, maybe they'll yap and maybe they won't. What do you do about the ones that you're worried might yap?
Consigliere. Look, I understand the nature of the work we do. Attract a certain type that might lead them to unscrupulous things. And to a degree, I can forgive. But there's a point that I cannot forgive. I cannot forgive disrespect. I cannot forgive disloyalty. I cannot forgive anybody who would be a rat. Now my priority here is still to find this rat. I want him smoked out.
Yeah.
I want him out in the open. I don't want to be dealing with him post haste. But as far as these other disloyals, should I even keep them around? Should I make them pay a penance of some type? Should I make an example of them?
We're at a point at which we don't need to lose strength, but you cannot lose the respect of those beneath you. They should still lend their strength to the organization.
You need a
but
patsy
An example needs to be made.
on somebody. I got just a dog. Definitely up to no good. Definitely been working off the books. Definitely allied with Rufano before the war. Definitely wouldn't think twice about saying something if somebody with a badge showed up. Why don't you say we have a talk with them and see where their head's at, and then we'll put their head where we need it to be by the end of the conversation.
Make it happen.
All right. Give me 15 minutes. I got guys over there right now.
So who are you rounding up?
Oh. There's a shifty little bookie by the name of Bleo.
Ooh. Leo is a shifty bookie.
That's shifty! Shifty bookie!
We better not have to roll anything.
Yeah, we better not have to roll anything.
Oh my god, am I just going here?
Hold on.
All right, first of all,
have a seat. Have a seat.
Okay.
wait,
Make sure you sit between the two
Hold.
green pieces of tape so people can see you.
Wait. Off.
Right, a new entrance?
First of all, quit your freaking giggling. All right? You ain't giggling.
You think this is a game, Leo?
I wasn't trained properly to be an actor.
All right?
This isn't acting. We want you to tell us the truth.
And all
What
that
you've been
truth.
doing with our roles. Every single one of them is a 4.
And get some costuming, something to look something, like a shady person or a low light.
She looks like a shady person.
I'm not giggling like that. Jeez.
All right.
Wait.
Things?
Oh, you're so shadier.
All right, guys. Okay.
And no giggling.
I get it.
Jeez. All right.
So
Take
Pete
2.
brings in this shifty-looking bookie who has been cooking the books, keeping some of the money for themselves,
We got ways of making you talk.
and was working with the Rafanos before the war.
So, Bleo the bookie, huh? Yeah.
I guess.
You guess. So, I've been hearing some things about you, Bleo.
Not good things, Leo.
Not good things.
Bad thing.
Not good
Pushing
things.
buttons over here. The longer that you are in this interrogation, the longer I am pushing buttons.
You don't want Pete to be pushing anymore, but
I know. My books.
this
they're
whole
very
production,
precious.
goes down when he starts pushing buttons. Yeah, Bleo.
You push the wrong buttons. You'll
Yeah.
make the books worse.
And don't you push my buttons, all right? I want the truth out of you, okay?
Yeah.
Now look, you've been with the Rafanos before you even came up. Hey, you know what that means? Hey,
Warning sign for my crew.
that's what that means, all right? That means you ain't got a lot of time here. Yeah.
Trains are coming, Leo.
Nervous time for the books.
Yeah.
I'm aboard the truth.
Now, some people who cross me end up under that train, Bleo. You don't want to be one of those people.
True.
I like you, Bleo. I hear you do a good job, as long as you're being honest with me. So I'm gonna give you a chance right now to come clean. But you get one chance with me, Bleo.
Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
All right, one it is.
Have you been skimming?
Doesn't everyone skim a little off the top?
Hey!
It's tax.
Hey!
It's taxes.
Hey!
We moved here for taxes.
You don't talk while I talk.
Easy.
interrupt her.
I can do that.
Okay, it's okay.
I can do that. All right.
All right.
So you skimming, huh? You skimming. Have you been cooking books, huh? When you report back to us, huh?
You told me to cook the
Have you been
books.
falsifying numbers when you bring them back to us?
Those are the orders. You tell me to cook
Those
the books.
are the
I have
orders
to
you
cook- I am
say.
the cooking book
But you don't
person.
cook them and then give them to us cooked. You give them to us raw. They get the cook. The cooking is for the IRS.
Well, you see, the interruptions.
We eat our food raw around here.
Confusing.
We are raw around here.
You specifically requested cooked books.
Raw.
So I cooked those books.
Raw.
Pete's pushing buttons. We gotta.
He's pushing the buttons.
Yeah.
Pushing buttons over here.
Okay.
Now,
I'll find some raw books. I'll get
I have gone
ready.
through the contact list, and anybody's name that had a heart next to it, I texted an eggplant to.
Oh God!
what are you laughing at, Bleo? Quit your
I
laughing.
gotta find. It's a nervous laugh. I gotta find books. I gotta find the new books. The new raw books. I'll bring them. Don't
You-
worry. I'll skim less. You won't
You
even
tell
notice.
you tell your people, huh? Any other bookies that you know, because I know you know them all, Bleo. You tell them that
Maybe
we
me.
will put any of them under the train next time it comes through.
Choo choo.
Woo-hoo! Ah. You don't hide from us, Bleo. You don't cook. We eat raw around here, huh?
All right. I'll bring the raw books next
Are
time.
we done with this thieving scoundrel?
For now, you're done.
All right.
Get out of here. Take her out of
Skim
here.
less. You won't even notice. You won't even
No,
notice.
no more giggling
I got
either.
two words for you. Witness protection.
Ah.
Oof. That was a rough interrogation. Very, very rough. Oh, man. But since it did just happen, it would be great to, hear from Bleo the bookie about how they felt about that whole situation.
Yeah.
A reliable source.
Okay. We wanted an interrogation.
Yeah, I mean, you should probably. It's a reliable source.
Here is your.
Like we're
Get the vest back! Get the back in
The
costume!
best. I need my
Stay in costume.
Here's you breaking the fourth wall and telling the viewers at home what Bleo really
talk about
thinks.
what you have to go through to do the show. Honestly.
I go through a lot over here. I'm only 4 feet tall, so those books are tall. It's hard to reach them. They say they want them raw. They say they want them cooked. I just don't get it. I say raw is cooked. I just eat vegetables. That's all. That's it.
You're a vegetarian! Get out of our organization!
I know.
Get out.
It's a secret. No one knows I'm a vegetarian. That's why it's so
Jeez.
confusing. I could be kicked out just because of that. But these books, I'm just doing my job. I'm a shifty guy. You gotta raise me to be shifty. I'm shifty. That's it. That's all it
The question
is.
is, how are you going to switch the shot back?
Currently? Oh, I won't.
No giggling!
Shifty. There's no giggling in organized crime. There isn't. There
true.
isn't.
No,
And
no giggling in
No
organized
giggling.
crime.
I lost a lot of
I
toes.
put my scent on everything over there.
I'm
No,
losing
it's
toes
just-
by
Did you
the
see those
second.
leg lifts over there?
Pissing everywhere.
Dog chompa. You got nothing to worry about.
Get out of here.
Thank
I
you.
gotta
Bleo.
go climb my books to go cook the books. I'll see you later.
On my book stack.
And there we have a reliable source from Bleo the bookie.
Standless.
He was waiting outside in the car.
All right.
About 10 minutes later. Okay, no problem. She's dead.
Oh.
Excellent.
Lessons learned, I hope.
Come in here giggling. The
I
hell is that?
No, I put 2 in the back of
The
us.
hell is that?
You make your way back to the Corleone estate, still wondering who this rat is. It's starting to really eat at you, Dom. You almost get no sleep that night. And in the morning, your breakfast is interrupted by federal agents who have arrived at the door.
Woof.
Papers in hand, serving a subpoena to you, Don Corleone, for your presence in front of a federal grand jury.
Woof.
Looking at the paperwork, Harold, you can see that they are going to attempt to implicate the Don in criminal undertakings involving those individuals beneath him. And if they can prove sufficient evidence, the Don will be tried in a RICO case where he could be criminally charged with everything that everyone underneath him has ever done that they have evidence on.
Well,
And there's, from a RICO case, there's going to be a lot of witnesses, anyone they can bring in. And in a grand jury, they have to testify. They've got to go up there. They don't have the option of saying no.
Boss, this calls for drastic action one way or another. An organization spanning the country gives opportunities for many leaks. With so many people being subpoenaed, someone is going to talk. And
maybe nobody will.
maybe nobody, but considering the length and breadth of the organization, it's not likely that.
With the way you've run roughshod from New York to Los Angeles, I gotta think that anybody would have to think twice before crossing you. Even saying an unkind word is a bad idea.
Yeah,
You are known for your temper.
that's true.
So, Harold. What do I pay you for, Harold?
Legal defense?
Legal defense. And part of that is a good legal offense, right?
Very true.
We got judges. We got judges. I want information from our judges. I want to know who they're going to bring against us. Who's going to testify?
I have a few contacts I can check in with.
Well, by all means, check in with your contacts, okay? Check in with your damn contacts.
Oh, and while you're at it, you should check in with your contacts too, Harold.
Oh, thank you.
All the contacts.
Shouldn't need these, but I'm getting old, so.
What the hell was that?
My contacts.
You're a freaking...
It's a real tragedy.
It's a good thing you don't do this in front of the boys, boss.
Jeez.
See, putting that much faith in a bird like that.
You can't go around flying without good vision. Take care of yourself. Have you seen a doctor?
I've examined myself quite thoroughly.
You've examined yourself.
Yeah, they do this thing called molting.
All right, look. I want to know from our judicial confidants, wink, wink, who are going to be the guys that they bring to testify, all right? I want to know everybody that they even think about testifying. Anybody on their list of possible
Witnesses.
concerns, we'll call them.
I will get a complete list.
And don't skip over anybody, all right? Everybody.
We can cross-reference it with the data that was gathered from the earlier sweep of the organization to find out who is most likely to rat.
Hate rats.
Same.
So you make some calls, Harold, and it takes a bit, and you're not able to get a complete list yet, but you do have a beginnings of a list of the witnesses that are going to be called. You know, slipped out from a desk and someone wasn't looking. But you do know there's going to be more that weren't necessarily released just yet. And most of those witnesses on that list are among the people that were interrogated just recently. Mostly just lower level individuals. And you, of course, as a very skilled legal individual, know that these are opening salvos are never their most important pieces on the chessboard. They're trying to establish a certain type of activity as being commonplace before they move to the big guns. But you do have quite a list of these, you know, a couple dozen individuals, street level, that they'll bring in, and the question is, will they testify to what it is that they do for the organization? Will they keep their mouth shut? Will they lie under oath? Is it worth the risk to even give them the chance? Only the Dawn can decide these things.
So you got some decisions to make, boss.
We can kill them. We can
Whoa,
make
that's
them.
whoa. Harold, plausible deniability.
Oh yes, we can kill them.
There you go.
We can make them go to sleep, or we can send them quite literally to a farm somewhere. That is to say, exile.
We just got to make sure the boss doesn't really have any actual knowledge of what is going on with those witnesses. You just need to put a check mark for no or a circle for yes on whether you want them to come to Christmas next year. And we will take care of the rest.
Yes.
Because you know, I always have a big Christmas party, right?
It's
a big
great
thing.
to us. It's
The
great
toast of
every
the
year.
We need it to
town.
be a bit smaller this year. There's the list.
A lot of names on that list, Don.
Third option for dealing with them, I do not recommend, but could be effective, ensuring their loyalty.
And yet you don't recommend it.
It's not reliable.
A payoff could go a long way. Hey, go to prison and your kids go to college could go a long way.
Your family's safe.
Your family's safe, or alternatively, your family is dead.
Missing.
Your family is missing.
So this is the list, huh? This is the list.
That's the
It's
list.
a bit longer than you'd want it to be, boss.
So I begin to put some marks, and it's printed out on a sheet in Arial black.
Yes.
And at the top of it says Christmas list.
Ah, yes. How many names are you cutting off from the Christmas list?
No. Never liked
A
them
lot of them?
anyway.
Half of them?
These are my cousin.
Oh, yeah.
That one's probably Sister Fat.
That kid grew up with my litter.
By the time you finish the list, how many people have you crossed off your Christmas list?
23.
Oof. 23.
Okay.
And then we have the day in court coming a week later after some interesting
How do
things
you want
happen
to
in the
take care of
street.
those 23? Do you want it to have us all split up and go out in shifts, or do you want just a couple of guys to take care of it so we can keep it real quiet?
How many days we have till the actual trial begins?
About a week.
About a week. About a week.
I can handle that in a week, boss.
Why don't you two head right down to some of the local spots right about now, just to start a little bit of coercion, reminding of people of their loyalties, and I'll have a chat with my consigliere there.
Sounds good, boss.
You got it.
Yeah, let's go.
No problem. We'll talk to the people who are on the Christmas list and let them know Merry Christmas.
Yeah, just begin to talk to them.
Give them a Happy New Year.
But take your time. We have a few days.
Well, it's 23 people. We gotta get some of that done here pretty quickly.
My math, that's
I mean, if I'm going 7 guys a day, you know what I mean? That's still
I mean,
3 days work.
Yeah.
Right, but take a few, I mean, you guys
Have
are
a breather
capos,
between.
so you got some people at your disposal.
Absolutely. But like I said, the less people that know at this point, the better. Because the more people that know, the more people can talk if coerced.
And that list might get big
Exactly.
again.
Exactly. So I have no idea what you're doing. You go a little Christmas shopping.
Ooh,
Very well.
Yeah.
We will do that. Absolutely.
I do love presents.
Tell me a little
Now-
about this Christmas shopping, you two.
Well,
Okay.
At the
Scruffy.
same time, I have a sidebar with my consigliere. This will be really brief. So, consigliere. It's a sidebar, so you guys.
Yeah, no, we're not even here.
I'm looking at gloves.
At this point, I can't overlook anything. And I have to consider the possibility that Pete and Scruffy might be dirty. Now you're the closest thing I have to a real brother. Regardless of that ridiculous beak you have. We grew up together, huh? Chasing rodents in the park. You all used to beat me, of course, because you got wings and such, but that's all right. But the thing is this. You've always been the most observant. So I want you to take a good hard look at our friends here, Pete and Scruffy, all right? They are not beyond reproach. They're not beyond it. They're not. They might be next to it, maybe even under it, but they ain't beyond it. They could be down the block from it. They could be around the corner from it.
They could be underneath it,
They could be,
above it.
but they're not beyond it. So I want you to consider that, okay? You keep an eye out. You gather some data. You tell me if you smell anything else. Because with that schnoz, you smell good. And I don't mean your actual aroma, which you do smell good, by the way. I just want to tell you that.
No.
Thank you. I will look into it. And I appreciate everything, Sammy.
All right, Pete, Scruffy, tell me about this
So,
Christmas shopping.
I think we need to split the list up really in a lot of
Yeah.
ways. So all of the yeses on the list that we're not killing, you need to go intimidate.
Done.
And all the people that do need to be killed, I will go and take care of
Okay, I'll intimidate.
by putting them into witness protection.
That sounds great. I'll definitely go intimidate these people.
Thank you for yes-ending me, obviously, for leading you in the wrong direction.
And so comes the day in court. And they start out with a deposition, man. They're just trying to tear into the Don. They're accusing him of crimes all the way from, simple thefts up to multiple homicides.
Jaywalking.
Just everything in between, conspiracy charges, racketeering. They are trying to implicate him in crimes.
Stealing cable? What? What
In
did I
crimes
have here?
from Los Angeles to New York, trying to convince that there is a direct link from Don Corleone all the way down to all of these different criminal enterprises going on. And it is a brutal day of court. And numerous people are brought in to testify.
Siphon and gas from a Ford Fairlane. What?
Unfortunately for those attempting to prosecute you, the 23 of their witnesses on the list simply don't show up to court. They were unable to call them, unable to find them, and a great deal of the other witnesses that they brought in seem to have very little to say about Don Corleone or claim to have no knowledge of a criminal organization whatsoever.
I don't even know why you called us here.
What I must say is those who did not show up are letting down our democracy because they have the privilege of participating in our legal system and they choose not to.
The American justice system is here for a reason.
Justice
I don't
is
know
not
why
these,
you would
sir.
use it to your
Speaking of
fullest
which, you
advantage.
should,
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, consigliere. Right there.
Those look very legitimate and not like off of fish and chips in any way, shape, or form.
I didn't get this from a restaurant downstairs.
But in the process of court, Harold is able to learn some frightening information, which he reveals to you when you return to the estate for the evening. Harold has
Go, boys.
discovered.
List is taken care of, boss.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm hoping you saw that at court today.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But Harold has discovered terrible, terrible, terrible news.
What's the news, Beaky?
I've discovered. What have I discovered?
You've got bringing an eyewitness to the Rafana.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I've discovered something troubling. They have an eyewitness, apparently, of the Rafano incident. You know the one.
The one where you shook him around like a squirrel for like 2.5 minutes until he basically became nothing but skin?
Oh yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing. That may have happened. Could have. Possibly happened.
Allegedly.
Of course, Don Corleone, that does reveal one thing to you. There were only
Yeah.
4 people present in that restaurant that day.
Well, they were customers.
Mm-hmm. There were some Rafanos.
I mean, because I remember we were thorough with that place.
real
We
thorough.
were thorough.
As a matter of fact, we checked all kind of surveillance on the place. We checked all the hidey holes, all the
Matter of
entry
fact,
points. all the
Everybody
exit
has
points.
blood on their paws from that day.
That's right.
Murder blood.
It's a lot of murder blood.
So who we?
Murder blood.
Murder blood.
On everything. It's everywhere.
How do you get a... I'm sorry, but assuming that it is somebody that you know,
Someone.
what compels you, if not money or freedom, to confess to a murder just to put a guy away? Did you piss one of us off and we just don't know about it? Like in such a terrible way that we would put ourselves...
In harm's way.
Because I mean, you don't get immunity for murder, right?
I don't,
That's not a thing that
I don't think
happens.
So.
No, like
No, I
when
wouldn't
they
know,
catch a
but
hitman and the hitman's like, oh yeah, Don Joseph over there.
yeah.
He's the one who hired me. That guy, the gunman, he still goes to prison. Am I right?
No. Accessories is a different thing entirely.
Pulling a trigger is not accessorizing.
Specifically
handbag.
for the murder of Don Rafano. It was Sammy. It wasn't either of you.
Oh.
So the witness. Do you know who this eyewitness is?
You figured it out, Pete. It has to be one person. It can only be one person. Been keeping your eye on him for a while, ever since you worked together taking care of the Christmas list.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, holy barking dog shit.
There was hardly anybody there. There was
Scruffy, what
hardly
they got on
anybody
you,
there.
bud?
I'm gonna spend a penny to go to the middle.
Okay?
There was hardly anybody there. You.
They got my sister! Down!
Get back, Scruffy.
I'm trying.
Back, Scruffy.
I'm gonna grab him by
Get
the-
back, you flea-infested mongrel.
I can't get any further back.
I'm grabbing Scruff by the scruff of his neck.
Thank you. Okay. They got my sister, Don.
They got your sister.
They got my sister, Don.
I got you, Scruff.
That's
You know
gonna
what?
that's gonna go right through and hit me in the eye.
Are we still in the court?
Can we talk about? Can we just talk
It looks
about?
like we are. So
Can we please just talk about the angle in which you have that?
The Corley bone estate.
Okay.
Might I recommend underneath the chin, pointed directly up?
Oh,
And then I will.
sister, you know what it's like. I have done my best for you. I have been here every time, but when my sister needed your dad's help, he said no.
I'm not my dad, Scruff.
I know.
I'm the Don now, Scruff.
I know.
You didn't come to me, Scruff.
Sammy, they're watching the
I was
house.
too deep.
Sammy, they're watching the house.
Hashtag Benny looks like someone is going to need one soon.
Now, of course, Sammy, being in the middle of your slider with the little John Stone in, you know on one hand, that he's a rat, but you also know that that's Vector Rain's in there too, on the other hand.
Yeah,
It's
I do know, actually.
It's a hard thing to deal with. But worse than that, also, John Stone, with your capabilities, knows that the Scruffy is lying through his goddamn teeth right now.
About his sister?
About his sister.
He's lying.
Scruffy doesn't even have a sister.
All of his littermates got put down real young. This
You're lying.
temper.
You're lying, Scruff. You're lying.
But Pete's also right. They're watching the house, and you can't just put a hole.
'Cause that's just not gonna fly in here.
Oh.
Hey,
After all these years, Scruff.
I'm.
And with us dogs, that's a lot of years, Scruff. That's a lot of friggin' years, Scruff.
Oh, I'm a dog now?
Oh, you're the dog among dogs.
Oh, that's good. Since the first day I started here, you called me nothing but a mutt. You look down on me. You all look down on me, even the barking bird. I've done what I can to help. I have done what I can to be your right-hand man, but it's never good enough for
No,
you.
that's because I'm his right-hand man.
Yeah, but
Obviously,
no-
I'm just gonna.
But you're at the top, Scruff.
Right-hand man.
I could have left you down on a team under some capo who didn't even know his head from his ass, but I brought you up with me. You're at the top. I am the capo to copy, and you are right here with me, Scruff. There ain't no higher place for you to go, Scruff. I brought you here.
Being at the top and still being kicked to the bottom doesn't matter where you are.
But being at the bottom of the top is pretty freaking high, Scruff.
Scruffy, you broke my heart. You broke my heart, Scruffy.
He's got worms in his heart now because of you, Scruff.
And heartworms.
You got my heartworms?
Heartworms don't go away, Scruff.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
Sammy, Harold, they're watching the house. I'm gonna take Scruffy for a walk. Okay.
okay.
Come on, boy. We're going for a walk.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna leash him.
it was.
Collar and leash him.
There might be another way. This might not make sense to all of you right now, but there might be a part of yourself that
No, Paul, I'm
recognizes.
totally leaning into this.
Okay. Okay.
Okay?
All
Good.
right, all right.
I'm taking him for a walk.
Okay.
I just want to get out of here alive.
All right. Okay. Okay. We'll,
We may all be here, but we're not all there, if you know what I mean.
I understand.
Okay.
Okay. I
Let's
leave
go
it-
for a walk, boy. You're not gonna like this at all.
I don't like what's happening, but I'm going along for this walk.
Yes.
Say,
All right.
say goodbye to Scruffy.
I spend a Benny and move to,
Yeah.
to pilot.
Well,
All right, going to full pilot.
Can we stop this now? Are you good?
Spending a personal Benny, moving to full
time to
pilot.
kill Scruffy.
For my part, I'd rather not be killed.
That's nice, boy.
Just putting
Right.
it out there.
Hand grenade. Fetch.
No. Okay, so
All right, team. So now we get into the bottom of what's going on here.
Yeah.
So now we figured out what's going on.
Let's spend another
No.
penny to go full vector.
Still, hands up here. Has anybody seen hide nor hair of this Scarlito guy?
No.
no, nothing.
Which means that we have to get through the trial, right?
God.
Do we need to win the trial or just get through it?
If this is a mob story, I'm guessing we either get through the trial and you get immediately assassinated,
That's not good for you.
or you go to jail from the trial, or you die before the trial is over.
Also not good for you.
You know, might be the moment.
Hashtag Benny, maybe now we can actually do what Rhodes asked you all to do now that you're here.
A valid point.
Yeah.
And, another
I
thing,
believe I just brought that up. This isn't new information.
something else you could take into account over there, John Alexis, now that you know it's all of you in the driver's seats and not all of them, you might be able to come clean about what Pete's been.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Pete's a cop. Pete's been a cop the whole time. Pete's been undercover for like 3 years.
Huh.
Man.
He had no idea about Scruffy, though, because Scruffy's an informant for the FBI or something.
And Scruffy had no clue about that.
And he works for the state police, so he has no clue. Like, he went to prison for real. This guy's kind of a badass. I'm just saying. Like, I kind of like Pete. But yeah, he's not going to make it far into his teens because he has some definite stress problems related to his heart.
That makes
I'm
sense.
just telling you.
Heartworms.
Wow. Wow. So yeah, we got to find a way to get through this, but we have to do the trial. I don't think there's any other way to meet this Scarlito guy. He's not in the mob. I've been looking around.
We got the books.
We've got all the books. I haven't seen. Well, I mean, I've seen like 2 Scarlitos, but none of them are Anthony Scarlito or related to this Anthony Scarlito. It doesn't make any sense
There's
to
a
me.
delay on donations, so excuse you USC me. Hashtag hack attack.
Princess.
I see you.
Thank you.
You are seen,
You are seen.
and we love you.
So,
So,
Princess, I got that.
No, that was right off the dome. That was,
No,
yeah.
so this is really our one chance to let Scruffy escape,
yeah.
which I suggest that Scruffy does, and then shows up at the trial.
Wait, why would he show up at the trial?
Because he's a key witness in the trial.
It's an option that would mean that Don Corleone goes to prison.
Do we want to send Sammy to prison?
Hashtag shout out, you control a huge investigative force. You could just order folks to search for the guy you need under a pretense.
I mean, yeah, okay, I suppose.
It's true, and it's not as though you haven't made efforts to find this guy already and come up with nothing.
It's true.
Because we're looking in the wrong place.
What if you could just get a patsy? Get somebody to take the fall, give him a lot of money. Scruffy walks away clean. You
Too
walk
many
away
witnesses.
Leo likes money.
Clean. Leo will go down like easy.
If there was less witnesses, maybe.
I am absolutely not touching that. Okay, can we?
But too many witnesses, too many recorded statements on wire. I mean, you've got 2 options at this point for the Don. He either goes to prison or disappears.
Can't use Leo. They won't fall for that. That
Yeah.
really a low-level bookie is the person that they never saw coming at all. No.
Yeah.
And if he just runs, well, they'll just hunt Don Corleone his entire life. You can't just run.
I mean, you can go to a non-extradition country, but only for so long. The thing with those countries is that they mostly suck, especially for dogs.
Oh yeah.
We are food in those countries. So, I mean, there's the obvious.
He goes to jail.
No,
Oh,
no,
not the obvious.
No,
We
I mean, the cops are in on it with him at this point.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's got the key guy,
which means we can make him disappear.
which means if more than 2 of us see it happen, then it's definitely he's gone, and they're not going to look for him.
That's true.
Reliable
Disappear.
sources.
Whoa.
When's your next court
Right.
date?
2 days.
Perfect. I've got a plan.
And let's go ahead and flash forward to the interrogation room with Pete Lowe again.
So it was a little strange. I came up with this plan because, well, I knew it would work. I mean,
In your own words, Mr. Lowe, just in your own words, please describe the events leading up to and the circumstances around Don Corleone's death. We're still a little confused on how he was killed.
Well, I mean, obviously, bullets played a part in it. I mean, we all saw what happened out in front of the courthouse that day. Came out and looked like he pretty much won everything he was going to win, got off scot-free, and out of nowhere, that angry grandmother that looked like a bird drove up, just unloaded all over him, right in the middle of the street. I mean, nobody could survive that. It was an entire clip from a Tommy gun. It was actually pretty epic as far as fights go. I mean, the rest of us jumped in and did what we could, but that was an angry granny who looked remarkably like a bird, as I have said.
And let's flash back. Jonah Mox, let's hear your remarkable plan to make the Don disappear.
All right. So, any of the mob guys that would come after you to take you down are dead or have disappeared for the remainder of the trial.
Okay.
In actuality, they're all in witness protection. I didn't kill any of those guys.
That makes sense.
None of them.
Not one. No, not even Leo.
It's a good call.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're all fine. I'm sorry. I know.
Whatever.
I mean, the violence hasn't.
I'm a bad gangster, but I'm a pretty good cop.
I'm impressed, Jonah Mox, that you restrained yourself from
Same.
being that chaotic.
Yeah, well, you know, you murder when you need to or when defending your own life. In this case, I was defending your life in a lot of ways, really, when you think about it. I mean, no offense, John, but the personality that you are attached to is a violent psychopath. Yeah, there's just no two ways about it.
Yeah, I felt that.
Like, I may be a cold, heartless killer, but that guy is just angry all the time.
True.
So, yeah, mob guys that would want to kill you, nowhere to be found right now because I murdered them, even though they're not dead. That's so weird. And, but the people who are still really mad at you are the people whose lives you've affected, people who you've damaged. Namely, you know that Harold's family was killed by you, or your family, right?
That is news to me.
I
am shocked.
Was taken in after my family.
Mob hit gone wrong.
Yeah.
Essentially.
It happens. It makes
They were
sense.
caught in the middle.
Is that what it was? Wow.
Well, they were shooting up at the windows, and they happened to be nested right above that. Some stray bullets cracked all the eggs, killed the parents. It was bad.
Yeah.
Bad news all the way around. So
a granny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got to find the right outfit, the car. We've got guns aplenty, and you just got to shoot your boss full of holes. Except your boss will be me, made of Jello.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
That makes sense.
There it is.
Meanwhile, you're already on a plane somewhere.
Nice.
Immediately.
So
With Scruffy,
Thank
because
you.
he is going to be hunted. But, well, he's going to show up dead soon, too.
So where does Sammy actually go? I mean, if we're talking about how extradition countries are bad, so then what does Sammy actually do?
Yeah, about that.
We can just forge some documents since he's
Yeah,
dead,
but
it's a
they're
new
only going to
person.
take so much scrutiny. You see, we're going to have to make him a good dog. You know, like on a farm somewhere or in a suburb with his own yard in it.
Oh, an actual farm.
Yeah.
Not a good boy, but a good dog.
You're gonna go to the suburbs, Sammy?
Huh.
You know, get a regular job. Sniff trees, take walks,
This guy.
chase sticks.
Well, Sammy needs to mellow out anyway.
Yeah, no, he
Yeah.
could really use it. Again, as I've said, violent psychopath.
Can we put him in therapy?
Oh no, we are going. To
Okay,
put him in, like
okay.
medicated therapy.
Yeah.
You.
He needs that.
You're going to be getting medicine up your butthole for a minute.
He does have an edge to him, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Wow. There were times when I thought he was rabid, but no, that's just how he was.
No, he's just
That's just how he was.
he's just a mean dog.
What if he was fixed?
No, couldn't do that to him.
No veterinarian in the world could physically manage to. I mean,
I'm just saying, I've been told it calms people down.
Nah, I couldn't do that to him.
Somebody else could, though.
Yeah, but this, I mean, if there's bleed, does that mean that John Stone also mellows out?
We can hope. It's a win-win.
I mean, let's keep it on the table.
Okay, yeah. Let's not like take that out.
Right.
So, about Scruffy.
Yeah, about Scruffy.
I'd rather he not die, but I mean, he did what he had to do. It kind of sucks.
Hey,
for
man,
him.
we protect our avatars. That's part of our job
that's
while we're here.
Okay,
we know
good.
that.
So
We can't just sacrifice Scruffy.
I don't want him sacrificed. I also don't think him being around Sammy is going to be a good call.
All right, so
Because
a different farm?
you're much easier to hide
yeah,
because
Another
you're
farm
really.
somewhere else?
I mean, you're just a poorly groomed mutt, right?
yeah. I mean, yeah.
So we give you a puppy cut and we dock the tail.
Oh, you're willing to cut my tail, but not willing to cut his anger issue.
I think we understand that a tail and testicles are very, very different in terms of function.
One is a spine, sir.
Yes, and one lets them tell you if you're happy, and one lets you get happy. So,
Oh, back me up here. It's a spine.
okay,
It
so
is
which would you
for-
rather lose?
I mean, I'm not losing any. I'm just trying to defend Scruffy.
Right, but I'm trying to look out for Scruffy too.
Okay,
Do you
we're all
want to be
looking out for
hunted to
Scruffy.
the ends of the earth and then murdered?
As long as we get him set up in a nice.
I'm not even from this metaverse, and I can find Scruffy literally anywhere just by scent. I'm saying a bath, a shave, and
okay.
dock that tail.
Okay.
Not even all of it, just part of it.
Just like the end of. Oh, what if we just break it?
Also, a lot of air
so
freshener
just
because
like-
we're gonna have to mask your scent if anybody gets too close to your
Yeah.
butthole.
Well, Can we send him to a beach?
Yes,
Cool.
a beach is perfect.
That's what I'm thinking.
Sea air is
He could
very,
be-
very
he could be a
salty, and
drift
it gets
dog.
where that
He could be a driftwood like beach bum dog.
you could both technically do that.
He
just
already
sit
has
around,
bags packed.
sit around on the beach, just playing cards, having a good time.
Okay, again, those two should not be together.
Yeah. Smoking cigarettes, watching Captain Kangaroo, that kind of thing.
Sammy is
sounds
going
like
to
a
go
good time.
Oh, 100%.
Yes, let's not have them together.
Okay,
Yeah.
Canada it is, Sammy.
Yeah, on ice.
Not a problem.
I mean, I'm telling you, like way up in the woods in a cabin, Dexter style. New Dexter style, not old Dexter style, and not season 8 Dexter style either. That just got weird.
I don't know what he's talking
Never
about.
seen it.
There's a show called Vector, but I
So-
don't think they're the same.
Oh, about the space guy?
Yeah.
I love that show.
Everyone
Now-
knows.
Okay, so we know what's gonna happen to Sammy, more or less. We know what's gonna happen to Scruff, more or less. How about my brother here? Because, obviously, as being the consigliere of the most powerful crime boss in the country, is not gonna play well for him.
He actually isn't indicted for anything. He's legal counsel. He's completely immune. He can take over whatever assets you decide to leave him in your will.
He could be the good feather.
Harold's
Yeah.
going to be fine.
But he'll be completely vulnerable without the family to protect him.
Oh, I think that Harold has probably hedged his bets a lot better since Paul came online with him.
He's picked up a couple things. For one, he understands that the future of crime is all financial.
Yeah, you literally invented pyramid schemes. I was there for that.
Pyramid schemes, market manipulation, the works. Harold's going to be fine. Whether that's a good thing or not is not for me to judge.
No, he may become a monster very quickly.
Yeah. But he'll be fine.
Pete's
All right.
good?
Pete's a cop. Pete's gonna get a medal and go home to his family.
Oh, good job,
If they're
Pete.
still around.
Oh, yeah,
job.
Pete, all right, yeah.
I still worry.
And if he doesn't, well, he's probably gonna die in a bar fight or something. I mean, this is the kind of dog he is.
Oh, Pete.
So how are you going to pull all this off?
Well, I'm gonna be taking his place at the courthouse the next day,
Okay.
wearing his suit. And
Like
looking
everything else, you're all going to have to find a way to make all these
Yeah.
things happen.
Well,
So
these-
walk me through this
I mean,
stuff.
these are our shooters, right? Well,
I'd have to
Yeah.
pull up some really good disguising, because so somebody's gonna have to disguise Sammy the Bulldog
As a bird.
for
Yeah,
nobody
just
to
do some
recognize.
disguise. I
You're
have
all gonna be birds?
Sammy's the birds. I thought I was dressing as an
Yeah.
old bird.
No,
I
no,
gotta
no.
be.
Kind of
I
a
gotta
bird.
be
in
in
court. You gotta watch me die and hold me in your arms.
Oh, okay.
Really play it up.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can shoot from wherever.
That would be great.
Yeah.
In fact, you should be one of the guys to pull the trigger
Yeah.
on Sammy.
He's driving. Just multiple guns out the window. Don't need to disguise.
Don't hit anybody who's not me.
Yeah. I'm not.
Victory!
Sammy. Yes, I'm not Sammy the Bulldog. Get out of here.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I mean, it's really just a dramatic task.
It really
Fantastic.
is. So,
So
we'll start with you over there,
it'll be easy.
Pete, Jonah Monks. It's kind of a dramatic task. It's a little different than a dramatic task, so we're going to play with it a little. We're going to need some different skill rules from me to pull all this.
All right. Obviously, I'm going to need a persuasion roll of some kind to convince people
Yeah,
that I am a violent psychopath.
Let's do that
wait.
one first.
That should be pretty easy.
Let's do that one first.
Do I get a bonus for being ruthless?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm going to give you a +2 bonus
Cool.
because you actually are a violent psychopath already.
And
You just have to appear as a different violent psychopath and convince them that you were a different violent psychopath.
Oh, and I will use the since I'm on
You
the
know-
right side of them.
I think that's a good point. I think it's more of a rule of cool type situation. So instead of just doing it that way, I want each one of you, we're going to go down the table to
Oh,
walk
boy.
you through
Oh, has it been
exactly how this
Oh.
happens. And I'm going to let them vote on the one that they like exactly how it happens. And they're going to pick what
All right,
really
so
goes
deal
down.
some cards. Let's see who goes first.
So let's just do it this way. I ignore the card that I get because obviously I'm not taking part in it. Wow, those are some high
Some
cards.
really high cards.
Good grief. Jeez.
5 times.
You do it, Barf.
Wow.
Jeezy Louise.
Ooh. Well, I guess we are starting with you.
Yes.
Jonah Mox, you're perfect example of this whole thing. How does it go down?
Well,
Start to finish.
Nice. Cool. Well, so what I would like to do and how I want this to go down is obviously they give the verdict and there's a big hug and all the Italians were all hugging each other like, you the fucking get a bargain guy. Oh, yeah. And all the people who had their families murdered by us are all really sad and they're crying and they're throwing things. But we get let out and the bodyguards are all there and I come out, there's reporters everywhere, obviously, and they want to talk to me because I'm Sammy the Bulldog now. And I let them know that, obviously the justice system worked today. It did its job. The city is going to be safer now. Eventually, these violent criminals that did commit these crimes are going to be brought to justice. And we look forward to that day right as the car pulls around the corner and we see the bird behind the wheel with the dress looking over. And it's like one of those flower printed muumuus. It's not a good dress. This is a poor person Walmart, hey, I got too fat to wear sweatpants in public dress. And just a smile from the bird, which is odd from a bird because,
It's very odd.
because
Yeah.
no lips. So it's more just like side eye, which birds are really good at because eyes on the side of their head.
Yeah.
It's true.
And I'm just gonna smile, but I see the bird, and the recognition comes into my eyes. And I look at the back seat, and there's Scruffy, that son of a bitch traitor Scruffy, who I swore to rip his throat out. Opens fire with his Tommy gun, with amazing accuracy. I'm using my shape changing to make the wounds explode out squib style. So there's Jonah Mox pieces all over the place. The guards are all covered in my goo. That came out exactly the way I wanted it to.
Yeah.
And so basically, to break it down for you, harrowing speech, moment of recognition, Jonah Mox Bukake.
Okay. Okay.
Great album.
Great. That's a great album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see those
I like to
cards
think of it
again.
as a David Bowie album.
Yeah.
Let's see those cards again and see who's got
And you
anything else there.
splattered all over their faces and got shot that day.
John Stone.
Yes.
It How is your version of events go? Is it similar, different? Are there...
There are similarities. So it starts out pretty much the same, with him coming out of the courthouse and making those brash comments and things, and being all kinds of news people coming out and, oh, how does it feel to be acquitted? Blah, 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 how does it feel to be? No. Well, I've always believed America. So now I am supposed to be the one doing this, obviously, right? But I'm also going to drive because I'm John Stone and I'm really good at driving.
Oh, yeah, you
So I'm
are.
going to drive and shoot at the same time. Using my skills to, because it doesn't really matter if I hit him, because he's going to explode shit anyway. So I don't care about the penalty of shooting, doesn't really matter. And I, of course, have to be disguised as the bird person and be really angry. As we come up driving, I stick my head out of the sunroof. I stand up through the sunroof, and I have my weapon ready, and I say, bird, and I start shooting right at him. He begins to explode and sploosh like he does, right?
Yeah.
And because I'm just an excellent driver, I'm able to weave through traffic such a way to obscure my face so they can see enough of my bird-like persona to believe it is in fact a bird, and not get that it is actually Sammy the Bull. And weave through traffic. Also, Vector Reigns here is also shooting, so he just but I drive us out of there so nobody is able to really get a good look at us to realize. So that's the extent of my driving, is to make sure that we are lined up right for the shots and to get out of there before anybody can really get a good look at us.
Okay. I
The
see how
bird, the
that
bird.
went. All right, let's look at those cards one more time. See who's next into talking about their perfect version of that. Oh, that's Scruffy. Vector Reigns.
Okay.
Vector Reigns, you've heard a couple of different interpretations of how today goes down. But how does today go down, ideally, in the mind of Vector Reigns?
Okay. Well, ideally, I'm the one driving.
Uh-huh.
So, we have Jonah Mox disguised as Sammy the Bulldog comes out. There's the paparazzi there. He starts making a flowery speech about how he's going to be the change that there needs to be seen in the city. And he throws his arms up like this to the crowd. And then you hear this as the car comes Tokyo drifting around. The windows roll down. Two guns come out, because I'm holding a gun as I go out there, and I'm assuming that John Stone is also going to be shooting him.
Mm-hmm.
So we stop, we skirt around to the front, we stop, and we just yell, "Mock!" Wait for somebody to respond with "yeah," and then unload on him. We carve a V into his chest with the bullets, because, gotta leave my mark.
Like zero.
Like, yeah, it's a V. We peel away, dodging and weaving through a bunch of different cars and escape to the docks.
So you V and peel?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I see how that is.
Okay.
Paul, your perfect version of these events. How does it
Perfect
go
version.
down?
Well, Paul's version isn't super dissimilar, except none of them talked at all about the courtroom scene, and mine is mostly courtroom scene.
Okay.
Fair.
So Paul gets up for the closing, because of course it's all about the closing. I've won the jury over completely. The Don is wearing, the American flag pin. People love that. And he's a family man, and he's just protecting his family. And at the end of the day, it's not about whether or not he did it, it's about whether or not it's right.
It's not.
Does he deserve to go to jail for protecting his family? It doesn't have any, the law, who cares? Anyway, this big speech that has nothing at all to do with anything with how, the law actually works, and is very much just showboating and working the crowd, And then all that other stuff happens.
Well, we've got one more person to hear from. Bleo, how does your version of events go down?
And no giggling.
I know, no giggling and organized crime, I know. Now, just like everyone else, it all starts the same. We all come out, there's reporters, everyone wants to see what's going on. No one knows the bookkeeper is there. I'm there. I sneak out, and I got books. And books and books and books.
You got books on books, dog.
I'm keeping those books. Now, my little four foot self is running around with at least 20 books. They're all raw, just out. I come out, I'm tossing these books. Each person that needs to get hit, I'm hitting them. I don't need no weapon because the book is the weapon.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And that's exactly what I'm yelling at each one of these guys. Get smarter. Read more. Read chapter 6. I'm going through. All of these people are just snapping their necks and they're just getting off.
What? Mass murder.
You just killed so many people.
What?
I take them all out just like we're supposed to. Not as clean.
Lots of collateral damage. Okay.
It's happening. It's occurring. We're getting there. Productivity is still happening. Now,
That's a new trade.
Vector reigns.
So you could theoretically say this is a Bookham Bleo moment?
Yes, book them. I'm booking them. Booking them. Yeah, they're all taken out, and since everybody is
And
just
all of you were too
so
young for that reference.
distracted by me just throwing books out, they just all get away, and we're all just happy little campers now. We got some easy day jobs on the beach. And it's a happily ever after.
Okay.
And that's that.
Thanks, Bleo. Well, guys, you get to vote on those ridiculous scenarios, and what you say happens. That's what happens. So
Don't let the book hit you.
let the voting commence.
I feel we have, less of a chance than we normally would.
I think
Yeah.
so. I'm just wondering, are they actually going to pick the mass murderer as the option?
Yeah, I'll say that's a take.
Well, all of our ways actually don't mess up the timeline at all,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, or kill anyone.
Or kill
really,
anyone.
technically.
But Bleo's is like,
killing lots of people.
Mass
Yeah.
murder, timeline
Mass murder,
probably a little
timeline.
screwed up.
I didn't really understand the objective.
no, we totally got that. Right on though.
You killed so
good
many
on you for
reporters.
that.
She
That's-
just killed innocent people. All right.
Man.
No, we got one vote for mass murderer.
Of course we do. And of course it's your wife.
Of course.
Yeah.
She supports
tracks.
mass murder.
That tracks.
Yes. Yes.
She's there to help Leo.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that does make sense.
Oh, the techies stay together.
Well, let's see
Then
how they
Sharon
vote.
runs in, and Sharon has 10 books.
Oh, all of the books.
Yes, come on, chat. Get your votes in now.
It's
We want to
your
see
team.
we want to see who this turns out well for. Hopefully, it's us.
Yeah.
And see,
I mean, at the
James.
end of the day, I get away. So it turns out well for Vector.
And see, James, you weren't even gonna let me put Bleo into this whole thing. And
It's
now,
true.
there you go.
Now I have to deal with that.
Yes.
Thanks,
Aw.
Sean.
If I
Hey,
start acting
you've dealt
on
with,
the show,
like-
I'm definitely gonna ruin a lot of timelines.
You've dealt with like drunken
Hashtag
stagecoaches.
I think. Or no. There you go.
So, what's little Bleo?
Take a look.
Dude.
What number am I?
You're one.
Awesome.
I don't know.
Acrobatic
You can't-
pirouette.
What? I'm
You
just
just vote for
saying.
yourself? He just voted for himself.
It's the season finale. I don't want to lose.
Oh, it's the season finale. It's our last show here in the
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we,
forgot
move
about
out,
that.
we move out of Freight House Square after today.
Yeah.
That's scary.
pulling
In
out
a
the-
brand new place.
Pouring out for the train.
We're saying goodbye to the train.
Say goodbye to the train. Goodbye to Say goodbye to the train. Okay.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we're moving to a new place.
If anybody watches the Gen Con TV or the Table Take show that I used to do, we're doing the same studio.
Oh, cool.
It's a nice place.
I've heard it's great.
Yeah, but it's in Seattle.
It is. It's a little further away. It's a bit further away. It's a long way away. But it is a way bigger place, and we'll be able to do some interesting things there.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm very excited. It is 5 minutes away from my work.
That's the one.
Do we
Yeah,
have
it's one of those three, Mark.
It's the
Joan?
first one.
Oh,
Do we have boats in already? How long is this?
should we put our
All right, get
boats
ready to
in?
close down that voting because
Yeah.
they didn't vote.
I'm tired of waiting.
20-minute voting window.
So
Chat
tired,
for the rest of the
tired of waiting for you.
I love
That's-
democracy.
Yeah.
I love the republic.
They're not gonna yank us off for singing that little bit of that
You
dumb
just
song.
said that.
Yeah, those are words that just came out of your mouth.
He did it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they will yank
No,
us off for it.
Harold got
Depends
you
on how
off.
good we do the song.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, so if I don't,
Just-
okay, next time I was like, so
Jizuma.
tired of waiting.
Oh!
You know?
I won by a lot.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I want to hear about how Leo got their start also. It's on this book, slammed in your face now.
Wow.
All right, Jizzlemox for the win.
Jizumox.
Okay. Well. Yeah, I think there's still 15 remaining on that story time. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Let's see how that happens before the end of the show. You might be telling how you got your start there, Bleo. We'll see.
Reading Painbow's really
Better
good.
get yourself ready for
That's
that.
really good.
Well, that's a landslide victory for John Mox's version of events.
Jizzlemox.
And so it goes down.
My shape changing
precisely
works perfectly
that way.
without rolling. Thank you.
That's
Yep, precisely that way.
To be
Every
fair,
single moment.
none of our options were that much different. They're all kind of the same thing. They're just slightly different versions of the same
You
thing.
know,
But mine had the word bukkake in it.
Yeah.
it's
That's
true.
true.
It's true. Ooh,
Yep.
Bleeding Painbow's
The
was
secret
good, too.
sauce.
Bleeding Painbow is good. I
Yeah,
like that.
that's my
That's a good
fave.
one.
That's my winner right now. Yep, it's good.
By LeVar Burton.
And so let's talk about a little bit of the ending of things, as it were, then, for these four individuals, these avatars and their world, and what goes down for them. I mean, we'll start on this end for Harold. Yes, the will leaves almost everything behind for Harold Will. He inherits the estate, all of the legitimate funds, is able to start his own legal and business firm, becomes heavily involved in business law and politics, though not as a politician himself, but simply as someone who decides who gets elected. For Harold,
The American flag on this lapel helped, right?
Never
For Harold,
leave
it's
home
the
without
true
it.
American dream, coming from an adopted bird with nothing to top of the world.
What kind of
And
bird
then-
is he?
And then they put me on the quarter.
Oh, well, if he's an eagle, that would be even better.
Yeah.
So for Harold, it's a pretty good ending for his story. Now, for Sammy, it is not so much. Mostly because it's really hard for Sammy to go from being the top dog, the most powerful, ruthless, and dangerous gangster to a somewhat medicated and muzzled suburban house dog. I mean, oof. You no longer get to just walk right into the club and have your table set aside for you. It is. Frankly, it sucks.
It does.
It sucks to just be a regular, average dog. How they even live like this? Oh, not so easy. For Scruffy, it's not a big change. I mean, you get to play cards on the beach. Yeah, hanging out with dogs playing cards on the beach. Not so bad.
Hey.
Still got plenty of money set aside. Don't have to do any more dirty work. Nobody asks you to wash a car, shine their shoes,
Good life.
fetch their slippers.
Good life. Hanging
You
out.
get to leave it all behind. Now for Pete, things go down just a little bit differently. Pete Lowe back in the interrogation room. Flash forward. Well, Mr. Lowe, Officer Lowe, I think that's about all we have for now. Though I do have someone here who would really like to talk to you.
Somebody else, huh?
I would like to introduce you to Special Agent in Charge, Anthony Scarlito.
Oh, hi. Nice to meet you. Oh, and before I forget, reach into my body, pull out the trank gun, tag.
And Scarlito is taken into custody. And then it's back aboard the Metapods on the Reliance, leaving those dogs behind. And as you're coming out, though you've spent months and months in these avatars, as what it seemed to you in time, it must have been only minutes, as the Reliance is still traveling across dimensions. And just as you're getting out of the pods, it's coming in for a nice and gentle landing back on Hope Colony. It's time for a little bit of shore leave, boys.
So is this where you guys are from?
Close enough.
Kinda though, right?
Yeah, I mean...
I hear it's nice. I've never seen it. Show me around, Vector Rains.
Let's go. Wait, are you free?
Technically, he's free now.
Let's hit the town.
Hope Colony's changed a bit in your absence. It's grown a little bigger. The biggest thing you notice is the very large billboard in front of the Ranger School.
Look at that.
That's new.
Let's go hit up Rhonda. Make her get us drunk.
He does owe us.
Yes, she does, and I know exactly where she is.
Nice.
Remember that time she drank me?
Yeah.
I never passed.
Gross.
Do you pass through anyone else?
Oh yeah, everybody else, promise.
But okay.
Stop drinking me and it won't be a problem.
I can't stop, won't stop.
Never did.
For you, John, it's your first time spending any significant amount of time here on Hope Colony.
So Stone, we're like partners now, right?
Yeah.
Wait, really? I was...
What was it? Tucker and Hooch?
Yeah, Tucker and Hooch.
Yeah!
Oh, wait, no. It's Tucker and Cash?
Well, you know, technically, Junimox could hop off the Reliance and not get back on at this point. He's off parole, I mean.
Look, partners is a bit of a stretch. You're still a subordinate, but you are no longer on parole.
That's true. So, are you gonna invite me to stay, or do I just ooze off into the distance?
Well, frankly, that's up to you.
Well, I mean, I don't want to go anywhere that I'm not invited to go.
Right.
If you don't need me here on the ship with the rest of the crew, I understand.
Jonamox, are you...
Fishing for an invite? Yes. You caught that, did you?
Ah. So you want to stay a part of this ragtag bunch of...
Look, my entire species is dead. I no longer have a home dimension or a home planet. This place is not it. I know that. Nice place, don't get me wrong. Like all of your houses and homes and things. It's really cool. Glad to have friends here. But it's not my crew.
Do you think you've learned enough, matured enough, that even maybe you could be put in charge of some noobs if the situation calls for it?
I have not killed a Hitler in over a year and a half. I've gone 500 plus days without murdering a Hitler.
Well,
The last 5 chronological mistakes that were made in regards to time travel were not made by me.
and it hasn't gone unnoticed. Jonamox, welcome to the Rivals. For real this time.
Nah, I'm not coming. No, but I'll be back. My refrigerator's still in my room, so I've got a place to sleep.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to bring us to the end of season 3 of The Reliables. That's right. 3 seasons down on this show already.
Wow.
And we still got something dangerous lurking out there. Someone traveling across dimensions and timelines.
May or may
killing off
not be a
people.
meta pilot or an avatar of something.
Traveling
we haven't
backwards
figured
in
that out.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of weird
questions.
stuff going on. A lot of questions. Maybe we'll get some answers in season 4, which starts. It starts after 2 weeks. We got a 2-week break, and then we're back for season 4. That's right.
I agree, Merc, about the metal pilot, but we don't have all the facts yet.
We don't even know.
Don't have all the facts.
Speculation.
It's, yeah.
But yeah, next time we see you, we'll be at a new Bat Time, new Bat Channel, or
Is
same
very
Bat Time,
true.
new Bat Channel.
Yeah,
Is
we're,
it the same channel?
New Bat
too?
Cave.
Oh yeah, same channel too.
Yeah, okay.
yeah, we're gonna be back on the 29th of this month. 29th, Reliables returns for the season premiere of season 4. And you know what's coming in season 4, guys?
More Guy Whiteman.
That's right, more
I love Guy Whiteman.
More Guy White. And more guest stars.
More guest stars.
We've got
I'm
more
very
guest
excited.
stars coming in season 4. We might even have more Bleo in season 4.
Leo.
That's right. That's right. Guy can finally do his story time.
It's
I'm
about
so
darn
stoked, okay.
time.
He can get out of that backpack and start doing something useful
Oh,
instead of something questionable,
Backpack.
morally depraved.
He might be. I think I would like to think that he is in there converting all of them to Mormonism, just to ruin Pierce's time.
Oh, that would suck
Ooh,
a lot.
that's cold.
Yeah,
That's really cold.
I'm just saying.
Then again, no, I'm not going there.
It's not that cold with that special underwear, bud.
Yeah, I suppose. Magic underwear does keep you warm. But yeah, thank you guys so much for another great season of the Reliables. Anybody have anything to say to the fans at home before we go?
To the fans. Oh, fans are dope. We like fans.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Fans are
Thanks for being here. Make sure you tell your friends. Got a whole new season
Yeah.
starting, so
Smash that like
a
button.
great place to jump on if you wanna. If you've missed the show for a while, or just
Yeah.
tell them brand new thing.
Yeah, I mean, they are consenting, and yes, it's just tacky. And, well,
It was designed to be tacky.
Pierce is just morally reprehensible. I mean, it's ingrained. It's like encoded in his DNA.
It was called turning a trope on its ear, and I feel that those episodes worked for that very
Yeah,
reason.
it was kind of the plan going into it from the beginning.
Yeah, it's just like this is gonna be a 14-year-old boy's power fantasy. Great, done.
Because, despite being millennia old, Pierce is a 14-year-old boy.
He's 12.
Yeah.
He's 12. But yeah, thank
He
you
can
guys
be a
so much.
character in Stand By Me with more guns.
Yeah, and flying a spaceship that goes through dimensions and time.
Yep. All right.
Keep on keeping
All right,
on,
guys.
folks.
We will see you at the beginning of season 4 with guest stars!
Guest stars!
November 29th.
See you there. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Be safe.
Happy holidays. We love you.
Goodbye.